There we go. Haha. Okay. Stupid readjustments. Hey guys, how are you doing? So we're back with another stream. You will notice that there is another funny looking badge in the top right hand corner, well, near the top right hand corner, and that is Anime Matsuri's logo. For those of you who are not aware, not all the conventions had booted Vic. The Anime Matsuri was one of the very few cons that actually kept him on. Memory and Hollow, and just a disclaimer, I am not getting sponsored. I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm doing this on my own free will. Memory and Hollow will be shilling out their website as well as giving the dates to when that con is supposed to go on, which is June 13th to the 16th in Houston, Texas. So check it out if you want. If you are in the Texas area and you're interested in going to a con, Vic is going to be at that convention. So, with that being said, how are you doing, Ichabod?
I'm doing okay. Nothing too chaotic has been going on, so that's a bonus.
That's always nice to hear. My week has been craziness, just utter and total craziness. Oh, hey Andrew. We have Falcon, not bored anymore. Okay, so there's a topic, and forgive me, this one's a little bit heavy, a little bit not. Before any of this stuff came to my attention, there's a situation that's been going on for some time, and I was aware of it, and I stepped away and I stopped following it because I thought it got resolved, and I had heard that the authorities got involved, and granted, there really isn't anything I can do about it, but it seems the situation has gotten worse. It has to do with one of those communities, and I'm not down talking the community. It has to do with one of those communities where it's a bunch of really young artists or really cutesy looking animals. I don't think they're furries. I'll pull up an image here, see if I can get a tasteful image here.
Oh God.
Well, when I go to explain the story, because this character that I'm talking about did start off as innocent. Oh no, we're not showing that one. Okay, this one isn't bad. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna zoom in. Yoink! I'm gonna flip over to the TV. So the first situation, and we're gonna touch upon this briefly just to give you guys a heads up if you guys are even a part of these communities, if you guys have siblings in these communities, I don't know. But pretty much for those of you who have not heard of Crystalia or Zafaro, like I said, I stepped away because I thought the situation was handled. Last I heard, I believe it was in November of 2018, that the cops had gotten involved. Actually, no, it was sooner than that, back in October, November. Yeah, that the authorities had gotten involved. But so you have these two characters, and these were actually stolen. Well, he's got 2 to 3 of them that are copycats of other characters. The original one, I forget the original one's name. The artist went dark, and she didn't make too much of a stink about it. She was upset, but again, it's a young person that got the stuff stolen. But anyway, his name is Voldrock Studios. I have his ED page pulled up or whatnot. So he went around, he stole one person's character. And if you type in the hashtag Crystalia, she is pretty much Islut. He made her a very slutty character. There's another creator that he also steals from named Rosalie. And once again, this is that community of cutesy animals or whatnot. They're not furries. Furry art is a little bit different. But it's just pretty much kids drawing cute animal characters and making those funny meme videos you see, or those music videos you see. And the communities usually run between 13 to 16. From what I saw, there wasn't any actual adults involved in this community as I was snooping around. So the reason why I'm talking about him is because, like I said, the situation got worse. Turns out he's been creeping on some minors. He's 19 to 20 years old, and I came across a video in my suggestions box. I don't know why it was there, because I haven't watched videos on the guy in ages. Let me pull it up. But anyway, this one, it's not just a listen and believe. They do back up their stuff with evidence. Come on. It was in my announcements box. Hold on. I have to pull up the Twitter status.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
Disclaimer. Every piece of information is...
Okay.
Ah, it's the one with the protected tweet.
Yeah, so the idiot has me blocked, but his tweets are protected, so it really doesn't matter. Now, this is not the video I want to focus on. There's a Google Doc in this person's video there called Nani. That's not even how you spell Nani if you're trying to do the Japanese word, but that's alright. But there's a Google Doc that they released, and this is Crystalia or Valdrock Studios, or what he's actually named. Where's the stinking ED page? David. His name is David. He's been through a couple different Twitter accounts, shut them down, shut them back up to try to deter from the hate. He's even gone as far as to now remake his channel with a black version of these characters, but it's a bunny. Chantilly Shy is the name now, but yeah, and I don't want to dwell on this for too long, but I know that I could get this a little bit more bolstered. The user that put out the video does have 87K, so they do have a large following, so which is cool, but at the same time, I have yet to see any actual grown adults involved. All the people I've seen try to touch upon is like 16, 14, just going off their voices and how they speak. But yeah, I'll put the Google Doc. It was in the Twitter status, which you can find in the announcements room. But yeah, he likes to ask for nudes. And there's another video that we're gonna touch upon here, to where the girl did give him nudes of herself, but he then turned around and started to sell those nudes on his Patreon. He's a
Jesus.
Yeah, no, he's a scummy little shit, and like I said, I thought the situation had gotten better when I walked away, because the authorities off, cops were called, and he was being investigated, and what really sucks, for those of you who use tablets like Wacom Babu, I believe it's called Huron, this little shit got sponsored by Huron, so yeah, he got a free tablet out of them. He was also sponsored by Family Safe, which, I believe that's what it's called, is an application or a website that goes to like text messages. Like, I think you sign up your child's accounts to this family website, and then what they'll go through the text messages, all the communications they have, and the website will either determine if your child is being creeped upon, if someone's being inappropriate with your child. So it's kind of like a filtration kind of Big Brother thing from what I understand, but it's supposed to keep children safe, and this idiot was also sponsored by them. They pulled his sponsorship once they found out about the text messages. So yeah, he's a bit of a dirtbag. This looks like a Google Hangout or a Google name.
Yeah, that's Hangouts.
What happened with you while you blocked me? I got upset. I wasn't comfortable with you asking to see my body, and he was. And he also is known for sending dick pics. He's a disgusting little shit. He's like 19 to 20 years old. And we'll touch upon his ED page. Like I said, I just wanted to bring more light to this. It's pedo stuff, so I really don't want to dwell on it too much. But yeah, Valdrox, he's known by Valdrox Studios, and there used to be some YouTube videos in the past covering him because he was doing other stuff underneath that name. I don't quite remember, but he's a known troublemaker. And apparently, sounds like from this one, you're ignoring me, okay? You're scaring me. Apparently, you told him my real name, the school I went to, my age. So I guess he's also doxing people? I'm being serious. I don't appreciate being an ass. Do you want them to tell people? Oh, okay, so he's threatening to have them dox further. What a piece of shit. I haven't gone through like all of this. I saw some of the text, then I watched another video of she's called Peachy Cub. She's like 14 to 16, and like I said, she did give him nudes, but at the same time, and he's 19 to 20, and I've talked about that 2 to 3 year age gap, but I feel like the situation is a little bit different because he's done this to more than one girl. So
and this is clear intimidation.
Yes, so this is a little bit...
Which classifies under as, what was that? I think it actually classifies under as sexual assault.
I don't know. He's not in the U.S., though, and that's a problem. If he would have been in the U.S., this would have been easily squashed, but he's not. He's overseas. I want to say maybe Guatemala. I think it's on his 80 page somewhere. Let's see. I'm only a kid. This isn't okay. It did nothing to you. And see, okay, like I said, so from something that I've noticed when he does have his stuff open from when he did, he was all cutesy and lovey with the fans that would send him fan art or whatnot. And granted, you go through that Crystal Lee hashtag. I'm not going to show all of it on my screen because my video will get struck. His fans are, like I said, preteens to teenagers, and they kind of send him some raunchy ass shit in regards to Crystal Lee. Crystal Lee, I believe, is the blue-haired one. Zafaro is the pink-haired. Zafaro is a knockoff from an actual YouTuber named Rosalie, who's part of like that cutesy animal group. So, but yeah, no, but people who come out and criticize him and he knows that he can intimidate them, this is what he does. I've seen this behavior before, or he removes comments. He just, like, he's a little shit.
As a brief note, no, they're absolutely furries. They're just gender swapping furries. I'm looking at this and the character itself. That's absolutely a furry.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell with this group because they don't do. You could classify Crystal Lee as a furry, but the other characters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you could, but the other people involved in this community. I mean, Rosalie does the kind of seductive stuff, but it's not like really nasty like Crystal Lee does or Voldrix does. So, what is he saying? Because my thing. And what is this? You act like this isn't even serious. I have not said anything to anyone. Yeah, it pretty much tells people to go to hell. Just end your drama, go to hell. So, yeah, when people try to confront him about his shitty behavior, he either gets like really cold or... how much further does this go? I guess this is all blank now. But yeah, so that's the end. But yeah, so that's just like one example of this guy being a scummy little shit.
Sociopath.
Yeah, no, pretty much. And this is Peachy Cub's video. She does censor stuff. So, and for trigger warning, just a heads up, I'm going to give one now because it does get pretty rough. There are no images.
Oh.
She censors stuff out. Yeah, like I said,
Oof.
If this kid was in the U.S., he'd already been looked at already.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm not really part of the art community. I mean, I float around in various communities or whatnot. I did try to get one of the, Nani, message Nani. Nani never got back to me, so... But yeah, this is, I'm gonna actually kill the sound here. She doesn't really talk. She uses a Microsoft, I think it's called Samantha or Katie. So she doesn't even use her real voice. Actually, you know what? She explains a little bit, but yeah, it's...
Hi,
modulator,
so I can't record my voice for this video considering my parents have no idea this has been happening. And I plan on keeping it that way.
So, yeah, as you just heard, again, this is another minor. This entire, as far as I've seen, because this Crystal Lee thing has been going on for quite a while, this is a community full of minors. There are no actual adults around. I don't even know how old Rosalie is. A lot of these people are also, I think they're overseas, from what I've gathered. Some of the accounts I've gone and looked at were either in other languages, so yeah, it's kind of difficult, but you know.
But for a while now, I've been busy fucking up my life by hanging around.
Yeah, it's sounding like it's certainly something.
A nutshell of how I came to know him.
Let me try.
It's out of my community. I don't know how like credible either source is. So,
Well, she backs up her stuff, the text messages, and I've been, like I said, this situation, I became aware of it. I even did something in the past and sport because what had happened was people started to draw him fan art. One person, like if you actually type in Chris D'Elia into YouTube, you will see people debunking his speed paints because what he used to do, and I don't know if he does it anymore, is he would take what's called, I think it's like the zombie effect or whatnot, where you take like 2 to 3 images and then you trace over certain parts of that image and you stick it together. You kind of make a zombie of sorts using your trace. Yeah, so no, he does that, and he's done. That's how Rosalie, or how Zafara, the pink one, has her face. This is Rosalie style. Let me actually type in Rosalie. Oh, okay. Let me post that because I accidentally had my Facebook open. Oops. Oh, thank God. And I was like, well, let's just use this tab. No, let's not use that tab. So. And it's these communities that kind of get left to die, and it kind of sucks. Oh, please don't give me anything raunchy. Okay, so... Alright, so this is actually the real Rosalie. It's, again, a cutesy, kind of seductive-ish.
It's a pastel style.
Yeah, so if you look at the eyes here, he will go and tweak stuff slightly, but he has stolen the style from Rosalie, and he has done this to multiple people. Oh, yep, there's goodbye. There's something in the corner.
Yeah, there's occasional loot stuff.
Yeah. Let me see. There's, like I said, I don't want to go through all of it because it gets pretty rough. Let's see. Because she talks about how she also sent him money too, and I sent him like $20 to $30 for something.
$20 for a commission a while back.
Oh yes, for a commission. Where are those text messages here? Okay. Yeah, no, she was crying, and he wants pictures while she's crying. Like I said.
Yeah. That's pretty low.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, you can find I'll put the video in the announcements or whatever, but I didn't want to dwell too much on this, because there's a lot of other stuff to cover. But, yeah, if you go and watch Peachy Cub's video, oh yeah, no, okay, let me get real quick, because she asked something very important, because she was asking about, like, forced sex or whatnot. It's a snapshot of some adorable girl having forced sex, explicit sketch, and, I didn't look it up, I don't even know what the heck that is, but just put the title, cute girl caught being forced to have sex with you without hope. So it sounds like it's a fanfic. Oh, it's Zafaro! See, oh, this must have been something he wrote. Oh, shit.
Oh, good God.
I'm not even gonna go look that up. But no, she's asking, where the fuck did it go? She's asking if it's rape or whatnot, because if you notice, abuse her as many times as you want as your object. His English kind of sucks. But yeah, so I don't know if this is a fanfic. Oh no, it's a Patreon. It's a Patreon thing. It's a tier. And I don't know if he has his Patreon shut down right now. I think I've heard that he does have that on lockdown as well, but this is, I guess, one of his freaking tiers. And she's asking, is that rape? No, don't worry. That's the reason only 18 plus. Don't worry, okay. So, wow, okay, yeah. Like, yeah. Like I said, this has been going on for a while.
Here he suggested that I should make a Patreon selling my nudes.
Yeah, so which pictures? I don't think people would pay to see pictures of me. Okay. I can't now since I have to go to bed. I hate going to school so early.
Of course, I wasn't comfortable with this and didn't.
Let's see, I don't think people would pay to see pictures of me. And he goes, try it. He's encouraging, this is a minor, this piece of shit is encouraging this minor to sell nudes. Distribute, which is considered CP. Under law, it is considered CP. Well, under our laws.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's in the U.S. bound. I don't know where she's at. But yeah, it says... Crystal
That's
believes.
messed up.
Oh yeah, Crystal believes Patreon is his photo bucket, and for those of you who don't know what photo bucket is, it's another website that you can post a bunch of images, dump all kinds of images. I used to use the freaking thing, don't anymore.
Yeah.
Again, he's deleted his messages.
I only know like one dude that I can actually like verify how messed up this is. He's not really a friend, and he's Discord. I will try to get a hold of him and see what he thinks of this, because like this is very much like artists and art stuff. That's his community. It's not really me.
Yeah, like I'm an artist, but I don't hang around the art communities. Like I purged my DeviantArt, any art website I was on, I purged because of like the pedo stuff that was going on, and I pulled back to Facebook because like if you like my page, I can see your full name. So that is also a safety reason, because it's like, nope, we're gonna use real names. I don't care. So I don't have a lot of traffic on my page. I don't care at this point. But yeah, so there's that situation. Again, no adults around from what I've seen, and it really sucks because this shitbag knows that there isn't any adults involved, and that's what it looks like, and he's just, yeah.
Like I said, all I can do is try. Like I said, I don't know the dude personally, so
Yeah.
it's more or less I happen to be in his Discord, and I know like the artist community's kind of where he's at, so I can try and see what I can figure out, or at the very least inform him of what's going on, and maybe it'll help.
Yeah, I mean, if he has an ear or something, maybe he could help them. Maybe you know someone overseas. Because, like I said, Krista. Oh, we never went over his ED page real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna touch upon that just real quick. And sorry about the scene mix-up. I accidentally clicked on the wrong scene. So yeah, he's 19 years old. David Alesso Argutea. He's a confirmed pedo from what people are saying, and I know Edie is not. It is a shit-talking page, but there are, depending on the person, there are a lot of stuff that they get right, and then a lot of stuff they get wrong. So, but yeah, this is, oh, no, that's not him, but yeah.
Basically, never take Encyclopedia Dramatica as gospel.
Be sure you look into stuff yourself, if they say something, because, like, you know how the shit boards are, they will blow stuff out of proportion or twist it, but I will say that from the past stuff I have seen of Crystal Lee or Voltron Studios, the guy's a piece of shit. So, bunch of furry whores. So yeah, like I said, his original character, Crystal Lee, was stolen from someone else, and I think either her name used to be Pumpkin. God, I've lost the original artist YouTube video and channel, because they made a video and then they pulled it down either due to backlash or something, and they went quiet, and I feel really bad. The character was really cute and innocent looking, until this dickbag got a hold of her. We have one purpose to be sexual, yeah, and that's all pretty much Crystal Lee is. He's kind of turned into a bit of a slutty character, and no. Rosalie, yeah, no, he, I'm not gonna click on these images here, but yeah, he stole from Rosalie, which again is a known YouTuber, so, lies, scam fans, so yeah, he has a DA, and, yeah, no, he's a, oh, okay, so this is what he does, this is soft nudity, and hopefully I don't get distracted, but this is a perfect example. I forgot what this Twitter user is because I came across her account. So as you can see, when I said that he zombies pieces of make zombie pieces, this is what I'm talking about. He'll take, say, like a body, if he likes the look of this body, he'll go and he'll trace it, and then he'll take another image, say if he likes the arm from that image, he'll trace that arm and he'll put it on the body that he just traced over. So
it's a recolor.
It's a mixed bag. So, and you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell when he goes and draws because it looks like shit. And then because people have tried... Oh, we're done. People have tried to get him to do live stream draws, and he refuses. He's only done speed paints and DeviantArt, which the styles look so freaking different from each other. It's just...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you guys know anybody in that community and they are not aware of what is going on, please let them know. If you decide to talk about this on your own channels or put out PSA, beware of what is in the Crystal Lee hashtag, and there's a reason why I did not thumb through it, because, yeah, even that, showing that was a little bit risky, but that's just an example. I mean, I have a mermaid.
It's more risque than risky, but yeah.
Yeah. So, let's... How long have we been going? Let me touch base with the chat. Sorry, guys, bit of a heavy topic, but just, kind of bolster it a bit more, possibly get more adults involved. I can't do anything besides give it a megaphone.
Hello to Len H, to Gundoge, and Miss Steam.
Hellos. Wow, we have a very low turnout tonight. That is... That is very weird. But anyway, the next topic we're going to move on is the Captain Marvel stuff. It opened this weekend. Did you hear about what Brianna Wu is doing?
Oh god, yes. We covered that on Citrus Quest this week.
Oh, you did? It's been a crappy week, so I've missed it.
Oh, nobody watches me. You're fine.
Well, still, I didn't see it until today, because it was retweeted by, I think it was the Yellow Flash. But yeah, she wants the government to intervene in bad reviews, and I love how she puts in that Twitter video, oh, well, anytime that you have women try to dip their toes in a male-dominated movie industry, they always get backlash. It's like, what about Wonder Woman, Brianna? What about Wonder Woman? The only backlash and thing was because she was an Israeli war hero, but everybody liked it. There was really no drama around it. You guys, feminists, tried to latch onto that movie like you guys are doing with Captain Marvel, but it was... See, I love that. And, like, have you noticed that Wonder Woman has been pushed to the wayside in place of Captain Marvel? I think it was an MCU writer or director. She came out and she said Captain Marvel is going to inspire papers and academics, and it's just like, bruh, Wonder Woman did it so much better, and they didn't need feminism to push a already strong female character with a very good background. Because her entire island, I believe, was it the Amazons, or I forget what her particular...
Yeah, she was the princess of the Amazons.
Yeah, so... But again, they pushed all that out the window because Wonder Woman never became a feminist icon. And as I've said it before on stream, I didn't like Wonder Woman, the animated version, too much because some of the things that they did with her. But now I like the movie. I will sit down and watch the movie again. So,
yeah.
Let me see if there's actually a record on the box office. Because last time I looked, Captain Marvel, so far opened Thursday night. She's at 20.7 million. Oh, I love you, CNN. You were embarrassing. Oh no, did you hold on, I gotta freaking see this stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna try to zoom in a bit more. Captain Marvel is here to save the 2019 box office. This is a CNN article.
How long ago was it?
8 hours.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, no, they're embarrassing. Okay, so, Rotten Tomatoes, I guess, is still... This was done by 7:43 p.m. Rotten Tomatoes, I guess, is still fighting off the trolls. The Quartering covered it earlier today that right now the Rotten Tomatoes score was sitting at a 36%.
For checking the Rotten Tomatoes reviews, there are some troll comments in there.
Oh yeah, there's trolls trying to combat the other trolls by giving the movie 100. Then there's trolls doing the opposite. So it's going back and forth, and so I guess they kind of gave up. From what the Quartering said is if you want to actually look at it fairly, Captain Marvel would probably be sitting at maybe 50% if it weren't for the trolls, 50 to 60, so it's not really too high up. And also something too, if you want, guys, Ichabod, we could go over the spoilers because I've already read them. Like I said, I'm not wasting my time with this piece of shit movie. I already read up on the spoilers. I don't care. I'm not watching this.
Well, I actually had a friend who just got out, right? Like, they just now went to go see it. And they just got out, and they said, other than some, like, serious issues with delivery and some CG problems, it wasn't necessarily a bad movie. It's just, you know, like, from what I gathered from what she said, it's basically, it's just more of the same. Like, it's just another Marvel movie.
See, that doesn't, I don't know, that doesn't tell me a whole lot. I don't know. I don't know. Her mouth is like pretty much cut. I will say though, what's funny too is I had to go look this up because I didn't know that she had a cat with her or a alien species thing. There's actually, let me see if I can pull it up because his name or her name is Goose the Cat, and supposedly she's the one that stole the spotlight. Let me see, where's that article? Goose the Cat steals spotlight. It's on article.
Everybody's gonna like the cat. It's a cat. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, so I have heard that a lot of people do like the cat. Spoiler warning, the cat is like an alien type thing. That's why it's part of the movie. But yeah, where's that article? But yeah, they're still trying to combat this. Yeah, they won't talk about the flood of overwhelmingly bad scores. Like I said, Trolls trying to combat trolls. But they're just going to focus on the negative ones. But yeah, any critic they are deeming as either a troll or an evil white guy. I know the Quartering also talked about how a bunch of female writers came out and called the movie like garbage. So I actually found that kind of funny. Some effects directed such films. Did they have anything else to say about the Captain Marvel movie? I mean, did they even know anything about the controversy that was
they know about the controversy. Like I've talked to them about it, but I didn't get really a statement. I just got a brief review. I could ask them to come on if you'd like.
Oh, if you want. Oh, okay, yeah. It's crept up to 4%. 4%. It was sitting at 36 earlier this afternoon when I watched Quartering's video, and then now it's at 40. That's sad potato. Okay, I actually want to see some of the reviews. Where are maybe about women, but the lead actress feels kept in check. Okay, let's look at this one. Yeah, if you want to bring them on, that's fine. Reader. Okay, no, that's not what I clicked on. Can I get the full review? Oh, it's a journalist. Okay. Original score 5. Oh, wow, that gave him like 1 out of 5. Okay. I was bored watching Captain Marvel for a while. I thought it was because this particular Marvel movie wasn't meant for me. The spirituality inclined had already had their outing with Doctor Strange, the same way Dadless Dude Bros had theirs with Guardians of the Galaxy, or Idealistic Patriots had theirs with Captain America. Idealistic Patriots. Okay. Or unsure youngins had theirs with Spider-Man, and Chris Hemsworth fans had theirs with Thor. And maybe Captain Marvel was for women. In particular, women who had been told all their lives being a woman meant they weren't... What? Maybe in the Middle East? Oh my god. Ichabod. Yeah, oof, big oof. Women who had been told all their lives being a woman meant they weren't good enough, weren't strong enough, weren't fast enough. Okay, I've never had anyone tell me that I wasn't good enough for something solely because I was a woman. I've never had that, like, yeah. And so this journey of self-discovery through self-recovery was not designed, executed, and polished to a high sheen for my particular benefit. Oh no, who did we bump into? I mean, I wasn't bored like this during the superhero movie. Oh my god! Look, he's shitting on Wonder Woman! I told you, it's the freaking, I just mentioned this a few minutes ago, the irony how Wonder Woman gets pushed out the window as a well done female-led heroine lead, but wow. Oh my god, these guys are so... Well, we don't like you, so out you go. We're gonna go put our own figure. Yeah, no, your figure sucks. Wow, I just...
How did everybody fucking forget about Elektra?
I didn't like Elektra. I thought it was retarded. That was me.
Yeah, but it's the first women leading role in Marvel.
Probably because Electrica bombed and Marvel doesn't want to talk about it.
Fair.
Yeah, no, it was a bomb. It was a stinker. Let's see. But no, you are right. She's technically the first female heroine and at least should have been given some sort of reboot because they rebooted Daredevil's. Like, why not reboot the other part of the story? And I certainly wasn't bored like during the much weirder superhero movie Border. That one I have not seen. See, he's shitting. Okay, he is shitting on other superhero movies, which again, you're free to pick whatever superhero movie you like. I've got my few, but oh my god! But I know what they're doing. I fucking called it.
Hero movie I liked.
What?
You know what superhero movie I liked?
What?
Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. That movie was amazing.
I've never even heard of it. Was it?
You've never heard of Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon? It's beautiful. It is a work of art.
No, I never have. Granted, I don't stick my nose in that much meat anymore just because of all the bullshit. So it's like, eh. But I don't. Maybe it was before my time, or when did it come out? Do you remember?
I'm gonna have to check that because I'm pretty sure. It was a while ago. Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon, which has a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes, came out in March 22nd of 1985.
Yeah, then I definitely heard that was before my time. Sorry.
I love that movie.
You're older than me, dude. It's before my time, so...
I'm not that much older, damn!
Let's see, someone says, Falcon, Miskra, yeah. Miskra was the island. Oh yeah, that's a Wonder Woman. Rotten Tomatoes deleted 54,000 reviews. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Nick's stream go crap. Oh, you're talking about Rokita Law? Was he streaming and it just, like, took a shit? That sucks.
Hey, Kadan.
Hey, Kadan. Let's see, can still watch old movies. I can actually watch a lot of the older movies myself. I'm worried about watching any of the newer ones because of PC garbage and them ruining perfectly good stories for just inclusivity and all that other shit. Where was I at? Okay. But those were films that didn't feel like object lessons and empowerment through self... Okay, what? Before those films that didn't feel like object lessons and empowerment through self-affirmation? So maybe that was it? Okay, what is he saying there? Films that didn't feel like self... too much word salad. Or maybe the problem was Captain Marvel herself, portrayed by Brie Larson. Brie Larson can act. I've known that since Short Term 12. I don't know what that movie is either. But here she seemed a little bored. Consider the opening scene. Again, spoilers! So if you have not seen it, click away. Wherein she wakes from a mysterious and disturbing dream, though you never know it was disturbing to look at her. She goes to visit her mentor trainer, Jan Rog, a buff and polished Jude Law, and asks, "Oh, Jude Law, isn't he the one that played Watson in Sherlock Holmes?" Huh, that's interesting. And asks if he wants to fight. Says she can't sleep. He reminds her that there are tabs she can take that can help her sleep, and she replies, "Yeah, but then I'd be asleep." The line is meant to convey just how harrowing the dream was, but it takes a second to register because Larson doesn't register as upset or haunted or haggard or much anything. So pretty much she had the emotion of a fish, which, well, that's nice to know. I wonder, see, something too, because the way that Brie Larson has acted throughout this entire Captain Marvel thing is she's like been really arrogant, really snarky. So I'm thinking that probably affected her acting to where she didn't put much emotion into it, thinking, oh well, it's a feminine hero movie, so it's gonna be successful regardless. I don't know. Just my not thinking. I could be totally wrong.
She could just have a bad case of oh god, now I have to remember her name. Hang on, leading actress in. What was her name? It's gonna drive me insane. Maybe she's just got a bad case of Kirsten Stewart face.
Well, I think Brie Larson was on the Rogue, and the Rogue, I did like, no, not the Rogue, it was Rogue One. I did like Rogue One, the ending blue chunks, but, it does explain and ties into episodes 5 and 6 as to what happened. Kristen Stewart, give it a solid 7/10. Is that Condunt? Was Condunt the one that went and saw it?
Condunt's the one that just went and saw it.
Okay, does she have a Discord or?
She does. I have dropped her the link to the Discord if she wants to come in and comment.
Oh,
really
she
up
does.
To her.
She does. She just said I do. She's listening.
Oh.
I don't care if she comes on.
No, she does have the she has the Discord link. She can pop in. All she got to do is click the thing, and then I can bring her in. Condunt's cool.
Yeah. So I don't see her in the guest book yet. Until we do, we'll keep reading on this. Oh my god. Okay.
See, like, this is the thing about the movie, and I also have to point out that you didn't seem at all interested in this movie in any way, shape, or form until you saw a buff and polished Jude Law.
No, I just Jude Law sticks out to me because I liked his performance very much in Sherlock Holmes. I'm not a real fan of his. I haven't watched a whole lot of his movies, but yeah. So Condunt's in the hallway, by the way.
Yep, I'll get her.
But yeah, this line right here. That's all the stranger given Law's voice of the patriarchy speech. Law, really? Oh no.
Got her.
Hey, Condunt, what's up?
The opposite of down.
So you've gone and cringed through the movie. What?
Yeah, I actually.
Good.
I just finished watching it. Yes.
So, what is your take on it? We're gonna get away from that Garbo. Go ahead.
It depends on if you're willing to hear spoilers or not.
Yeah. I've already told people on my stream because I'm not watching it. If you don't want spoilers, click away.
Okay, so some of the way the background story goes, actually really does help because I agree that some of Brie Larson's delivery, feels very wooden. Is the best way to describe it. But in the story, one of the things that she's told repeatedly by Jude Law's character is don't let your emotions get the better of you. And you'll see little moments where she'll be snarky and like you see like almost human aspects, but he's always like, no, you're Kree. We don't let our emotions control us. We have this power, this ability that is given to us by the great mind or whatever. And you need to keep your emotion, basically very Jedi.
I have a
it becomes
I have a question.
Yes.
Is she almost like a Raven from DC? Like, if she does the controller motions, her powers are gonna go like wackadoo and like bend the shit out of everything or something like that?
That is the way that it is portrayed in the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
The way that Jude Law tries to basically get her to understand, like, you can't, like, you don't want bad shit to happen. You have to be able to control your emotions and control to control your powers. Otherwise, they go out of whack. Like, that's the way that it kind of leads into when it comes to the movie. So a lot of her delivery, like, that's me trying to explain why I think a lot of her deliveries felt as inhuman as they did. But then you get to see like a few moments here and there where she does have these human moments, you know, and they're slight reliefs. I think with better direction, because what's his face? Kid who played Anakin.
Oh
God.
Hold on.
Oh God, what is his name?
Christian
Bale.
No,
No, not
Bale's
Bale.
Batman.
Hans Christian.
Hold on, I'm
God,
looking.
that's gonna throw me off.
Hold on, I'm looking up the actor. I can pull this up a lot. It is Hayden Christensen.
Yeah,
Hayden
Hayden Christensen.
So I've seen him in other movies, and he's not as, his acting isn't as stale. He had and I believe he had better direction given him. So I think either it plays into part of her story, because near the end you start seeing more and more human aspects and human behaviors and more human moments from her the closer towards the end, when she starts, you know, allowing herself to feel some more emotion.
Yeah.
And so it either plays into the story, or she just had some bad direction that didn't get it pulled out in the way that it needed to be.
Well, I do have a question, because you'd be able to tell, is there a difference, like, I don't know, because I've seen the visuals from the trailers of her powers or whatnot. Is there a difference, like, with her power level, or, like, the way that her powers work throughout the movie? Like, because you said at the beginning of the movie that she's tries to control herself more, her emotions or whatnot. And I know Captain Marvel's different from Raven, but when Raven gets pissed, and she's still in control of her emotion, but when she gets pissed, you can see more of her power just extend and grow, and she's done some rather dark stuff to the people they were fighting. But is that something like Captain Marvel too, to where once she learns how to control her emotions, her powers kind of like get stronger? Is that like an aspect they play with in the movie, or not so much?
Hashtag spoiler alert. So she's being trained by the Kree.
Right.
And if you're a comic book fan, you're already very aware that the Kree are douchebags. And she wasn't necessarily being trained to better herself and to do better and all that jazz. She was trained to be controlled, to try and harness the powers that she does have, that she'd gained through the whole deal. And I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. If you don't know the original backstory of Carol Danvers, they put a slight twist on it, but it's not a bad twist. And it's still fairly similar. But
no, I don't know her back. I stay away from the comic books. They kept rejumping them, and so.
No, I understand that one. With her backstory, she gets all of these powers, all these abilities. Mostly it's just like great energy power, which is, you know, what Captain Marvel, that's part of the thing. But they had a device on her that was pretty much dampening her, as well as the whole control your emotions, because that's when a lot of her power would flare out and she would actually like use it. She didn't know that it wasn't out of control
until the end when she ripped the thing off because the career takes.
This could be a good movie.
To me, it was. But then again, I didn't go into the movie having listened to any of Brie Larson's horrendous marketing. She's a cunt. She's a dumb cunt. I would wipe any and all of that from my mind if I were you. If you choose to go and see the movie, wipe any and everything Brie Larson has said, any and everything everyone else has said, and just go in to watch a comic book movie, because it is actually much better than what people want you to believe.
Right.
So, in comparison to other superhero movies, what would you say? Is it about more of the same, or is it a little better?
Nothing will ever beat Winter Soldier for me. Absolutely. Like that is like peak tier, like right there is if you can beat Winter Soldier, you've made the perfect comic book movie ever. Like there's no question in anybody's mind. No, it was good. It was worthwhile. It was worthwhile. I gave it a solid 7 out of 10, and I'm usually pretty harsh when it comes to comic book movies. Period. I gave Black Panther I think it was when I first rated it, I gave it a 4. because I was so annoyed with so many aspects, especially the CGI. Like the Rubber Band Man fight between Black Panther and Killmonger it annoyed me, and I don't think I got a good enough story. And if people want to say that Brie Larson's performance was bad and wooden, at the very least, with her performance being that way, there seemed to be a reason, and she still had some personality. Well, while when you watch, when I watched Black Panther, T'Challa was the most boring character in the entire movie. And it was a movie about him, and I'm just like, I don't care about you. I like Okoye. Oh, I like your sister too. Like they have some personality.
The sister was fun.
Yeah. Sorry, I had such a blast with certain moments, and after rethinking it, I raised my rating for Black Panther, just because certain issues that I'd had beforehand, I was being too harsh. So I raised it from like a 4 to like a 5.5, maybe solid 6.
With the Black Panther, because my husband was actually surprised, because we've seen just about all the Marvel movies come out, maybe not some of the new X-Men movies, but he was actually surprised with how culturally enriched it was. And to an extent, I did enjoy it because T'Challa's and the Black Panther does come, I've never read the comic books, but I have looked up his origins and whatnot, and I know he marries Storm in the main timeline, where his culture pulls much from like Africa and those tribes. So they did put a lot of effort, and I will say it's really well done, because I saw other people, people of color, people who were of all those tribes actually be really impressed. So it was actually really cool to see all that, and I believe that was like one of the main focuses of that movie, was just how much culture background was into it, which is fine, mind you. And it didn't run like a normal Marvel movie, because you have a king, someone who becomes king, finds out, oh, technically there's another heir. So it was kind of a culture inside coup type thing, which I did enjoy it. And I don't know, I liked it. It was a different take to it. I liked all the characters. T'Challa's character, he does seem boring, but he's supposed to act in a certain way dignified. Even when he gets pissed, he's merciful about it, because you see like hints of it. It was Captain America Civil War, when T'Challa is seen holding one of the bad guys that tries to off himself, and he goes, the living end is not done with you yet. So I don't know, I don't know, I liked him. I enjoyed his character. I did.
For me,
Go ahead.
oh, I apologize. For me, the problem was that yes, you can be regal and you can have that sense of trying to keep yourself under control, and that sense of diplomacy that one would have to have, especially when they're taking the place as a king. But it that doesn't mean you can't still have little moments, and in the Black Panther movie, I didn't really get those, not enough of those moments. I got a couple of them every once in a while when he would interact with his sister, but even then, it was few and far between. And that just so happens to be one of the same issues that I had with Carol Danvers' performance. With Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, that's her fucking name. Sorry.
You're fine.
But she had the same kind of, where there were these little human moments that she would have that were too few and far between. But with following the way the story was laid out, near the end, as she starts showing a little more and a little more, it starts to make a little more sense. Maybe all of this Kree training that she'd had made her dampen down her personality. While with T'Challa, you just got a couple of those bits of personality when he's, interacting, say, with his sister. And it, again, biggest issues I had with Black Panther just so happened to be some of the same issues I had with Captain Marvel, which is some of the main characters' performances did not feel. I didn't like the delivery of them, not too well. But above all else, with Black Panther, the glaring CGI issues I had, that scene where they're waiting for him to take the test, the trial, and you can see all the people dancing on the mountain behind.
Yeah.
It looked like cardboard cutouts. I watched it in theaters, and I was still like, why do they look like cardboard cutouts? Holy fucking shit, people. Come on. Sorry. Language.
You're fine.
I never know. I try, and yes, I apologize. But the CGI issues I had in Black Panther far outweigh a couple of CGI moments issues that I had in Captain Marvel. But both of the main characters had a lot of wooden performances that did not feel right. It was really hard to relate with the characters, and see them as human.
Yeah, but I can understand that.
Yeah, but at least with the Captain Marvel one, that felt okay, that could have been because of the story and the way the story was. Versus with Black Panther's, no, he's human. What were you saying? Sorry.
There's a place for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you have a character that's supposed to be rigid because of either tie downs or restrictions that got placed on them by other characters, I can get that. It's just the problem I have, because when I first started to see it creep around Captain Marvel, I'm going okay, this is part of the Marvel Universe, and even me and my husband, at the end of the Wasp and the Ant-Man and the Wasp, because they go more into that Thanos ending, Thanos killing half the people off. So they go more to that. So me and my husband are oh well, that's who is Nick Fury trying to summon now? So, but I don't know. I wish this actress would have kept her big gob shut, because it's just this is why I step away from media. I never watched the Mad Max Fury Road. Ghostbusters, I mean, just from the trailer, is total crap, but what they did with it was even more crap. That's why we're getting a Ghostbusters 3 by Ian Rittman's son, so yay. It's yeah, but it just with this is like I do want to see. As I said in my last stream, I have a very, very bad taste of female heroines in my mouth because of all the crap I see floating around, and it can't just be a natural female heroine. It has to be some sort of feminist icon. It has to be, oh well, she has to be the most powerful thing in the universe. They're thinking about making her more powerful than Thanos, and it's just like, what? No.
All right. So in Ichabod, how much do you know about Captain Marvel in the comics?
God, I listened to Tyro go on about it for what, 2 hours, 2.5 hours?
So she in the comics, both the original Captain Marvel and Karen Danvers Captain Marvel, both are actually pretty damned powerful beings. Like they do have the whole energy thing. They're really fucking powerful.
Shazam was supposed to be like damn near omnipotent, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, Shazam is fucking ridiculous. Like, but I'm excited to see Shazam too, or as well. But with this movie, mind you, Wonder Woman is supposed to be really damned powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the devil, if you had to rank the two movies against each other, Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel, which was the better movie?
Okay, depends on what movie-wise or
overall,
story-wise. Yeah. Overall, all right. So a lot of people were trying to play up Captain Marvel, especially the idiot who was trying to market it as a strong female movie, and it's like no, because if you actually watch the movie, unless you're hunting for that message and you're watching specifically for that message and hunting for it, it's more about the strength of humanity.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the beautiful thing about the Captain Marvel movie. And I had pointed this out to Antoine and Ishtar that Wonder Woman had more of a feminist message, but even that wasn't shoved as far down our throats. Bad guy in between the two, bad guy and Captain Marvel was better. The story was equal for both in my mind. The acting, I got a little more from Gal Gadot's version of Wonder Woman than I got from Brie Larson's version of Captain Marvel. And I rated Wonder Woman a solid 7 as well.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this because I did like Wonder Woman, and I just, without even seeing the Captain Marvel movie, I do gotta say the villain, I believe it's the god, I forgot his name, but he's like a god of the underworld. Yeah, he was severely downplayed in Wonder Woman because it turns out to be this scrawny old white man that the fighter pilot was working for, and I'm going like, big god fight? Where is it? Because literally it is, I remember, and I like I said, I grew up with the cartoon, the old DC cartoons, 1990s, Batman, that sort of thing. And I remember there being like this huge ass battle to where she uses her lasso and literally makes him surrender, beats the shit out of him, makes him surrender, and just like, you return to the underworld and you do not come back. And it's just like, well, where is this fight at? This is lame. So lame.
Yeah, no. Well, Ares in the comic is a lot more of a badass than what he was in. I mind you, I liked the idea, but hot damn, like, did you have to have him keep the fucking, like, I get it. Hi, Professor Remus Lupin. Like, here, have some chocolate, Wonder Woman. You'll feel better. Like, I was just waiting for him to say that kind of shit. Like, it was so bad to me. Like, if they hadn't had his look the way it was, like if they changed his look up instead of just putting some
crappy CGI armor on him and being
Yeah.
like, look, he's a badass now. No, I can still see that face.
Yes, he's supposed to turn into a gigantic god. Now, I understand disguise himself as an old man, which I don't remember him quite doing in the cartoon, but again, I'm not familiar with the comics. But it's just like, it would have been cool just to see him transform. It's just like, haha, here's my true form, let's get it on. But it's just like, this is so lame. That was the only part of the movie I really didn't like. I did find it funny, though, when Wonder Woman was trying to go around and she keeps telling the fighter pilot, it's like, yeah, the god of the underworld is here, he's here. And he just goes like, what are you talking about? And she's like trying to poke at everybody like a little kid. That part was funny. That was good acting. But yeah, that fight scene was crap. Just a bunch of freaking lightning effects. I'm going, that's so lame. I mean, they threw in the rope with the fight, but it's just like, there's no point to it. Scrawny old white guy you're fighting, and I'm not trying to like color, but it just looked like he would snap in half. Come on, man.
So, as a side note, Chambers, I don't know if you've ever met Kadant before.
I have. She used to be a co-host of the Cunt Stream or the Snatch Cast, or Mikey.
I did used to be on Cunt Stream when it was Cunt Stream.
Yeah. Kadant is kind of like the name brand version co-host of me, and I'm like the always save brand. Like the store brand co-host.
No, I'm
like Kraft mac and cheese and Ichabod's like Great Value.
Yeah, basically.
Ouch.
I feel more like I'm Kirkland, like you kind of might see me and you kind of might know me, but you, like Ichabod, you're great and you're valuable, so there you go.
Yeah.
Find your whore ass everywhere.
Damn.
You're not wrong.
There's one in every Walmart.
So if you want, we could cut to a 5-minute break because we're already past the hour. We're actually at an hour and 11 minutes. And I'm going to try to keep it short tonight. I got people trying to pull me over to another podcast over at 10 or so, and it's just like, I'll try.
We can cut it off at 9:30 if you want.
No, because I do want to cover a bit more of the Vic stuff because, and I know we've been eating this stuff for 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. I've been dealing with this crap nonstop, but more stuff keeps breaking out, and I don't keep like doing a bunch of videos to cover every tiny thing. But
I'm surprised nobody has hit me up about the Vic stuff. By the way, like nobody tweets at me; they're all tweeting at you.
Well, the only reason they would tweet at me, I've told people, I'm no one special. I'm just a megaphone at this point. I keep having people dump stuff in my inbox. I'm the only person that actually reached out to the Rangers. And I'm not bragging, he. Literally, when Mars Girls started to blast them every which way and lie about them and call them a rabid fan base, I went to the fan page and I actually reached out, started to talk to some of them. And I set up an interview with them. That's how they ended up in my Discord. So, And then we had other people, Shane, come in and try to get all snuggly with them, act all buddy-buddy. It's like, go away, man. You're not fooling anybody. So yeah, that's the only reason. And because some of the stuff that got passed to me was inaccessible to the public, and I put it out, and I'm not scared to smack heads with some of these stupid VAs running around. I don't know.
To be fair, the moment that dude came in, I was like, this Shane guy's kind of off.
Yeah, I know, and one of my mods, actually, no, we'll skip the break because we only got like 47 minutes.
Yeah.
Is when he came in, and because Anna was starting to complain to me a little bit, and that's nothing true. She's a mod, and she does not like bullshit. So she asked me, she goes, well, why did you let him stay? I'm like, well, I was trying to be courteous and not kick out anybody who was kicked, because that's not what I'm doing either. And I actually got warned of a few Discord spies, and it's just like, my server is public. That's probably why you don't see a whole lot of quote-unquote raids, because it's public, and so, my mods will eat you, so feel free to raid. You're just gonna get hammered to death.
Yeah, no, I do that too.
Have fun. But yeah, and I'm trying to be courteous to everybody, but I did run across something this week, or literally the other night, and she claims to be an ex-Vic, or an ex-Resin Bowl Ranger. I've not heard any feedback as to if she was an actual Ranger. Her account sounds like bupkis just from the few details she put in. And also, something too, I'm gonna flip over to the TV, because I'm doing this in support of, Lord Danny. For those of you who, are not aware, let me actually pull up the thread real quick. There's been a couple people, and again, I have not been able to cover everything. I'm not everywhere. I am just Chambers, so there's been a lot of people digging on this Kick Vic stuff, and debunking the claims left, right, and center. So somebody, Paper Toadette, put out a photo of Vic hugging a young lady from behind. And I thought at first it was Paper Toadette's. Well, somebody had sent me screenshots via inbox on Twitter, and I went digging and discovered that it was someone by the name of Dragonessa007, and that she went and had a photo with Vic 6 years later after the photo of allegedly being uncomfortable. So somebody then tweets at me saying that it was debunked by a YouTuber named Lord Danny, and this was back in February. Well, I just learned today that Lord Danny got struck with a privacy notice. There's 4 people, myself, Flash, Gabe the Samurai, and then Lord Danny. They're going around anytime that these people are called out, anyone with these accusations get called out, whether it be on the I Stand With Vic side or Kick Vic, and they get called out and shown, they will go and they will do privacy strikes. Like, because Eve Flodes tried to threaten me with one. I'm like, do it. I fucking dare you, because I'll blast the shit out of everyone else. Fucking do it. So, what I told Lord Danny tonight in their comics section is that I was going to show the photos once again, and I'm going to go a step further because I have not refreshed this page. Is I'm going to open the thread, and I'm also going to show the freaking Instagram account here of Dragonessa, because this is where we actually pull the photos. I reposted them a few weeks later. Lord Danny already had them. But yeah, so this is the original, and of course, Dragonessa has her account on lockdown. People are claiming that she is autistic, so she was just kind of following the crowd, but you struck somebody with a privacy notice. Autism, no. I'm high functioning myself, so you don't get to use that excuse at all. But yeah, so she goes, I had to really dig to find this, but this was at ColossalCon 2017. Vic is practically humping me in this photo, held my arms really tight. Looking back, I look immediately my psycho, but that's because I was caught between fangirling and super uncomfortable. So this is the photo she claimed Vic was making her uncomfortable. Now, if you scroll down here, let me see, because I'll show the other ones here in a minute. Where is the one from her actual Twitter? Because she has one to where she's embracing Vic himself. Okay, here's the other one. So, sorry, this one's a little bit small. But yeah, this is her embracing Vic. That's a chest-to-chest hug. But she wants to use the later one and say, oh, well, Vic was making me uncomfortable. And the reason why I'm only covering this again is because you struck Lord Danny, and I'm sorry, I don't do this shit. Come have fun with me. We'll dance. But yeah, so Lord Danny had gone through her Instagram, and then I went through her Instagram, and she was all huggy and kissy with some of these other voice actors. And once again, I'm not here to destroy other voice actors. That's not my goal. That's not my mission. But this is to show the hypocrisy of these people screaming and shouting that Vic did something horrible to them. So,
am I the only one that thinks she constantly looks like she's on meth?
Like I said, people keep telling me that she's autistic. I don't know. I would have to talk to her to make a judgment. But yeah, so for those of you who do not know who this guy is, his name is Voltaire. He is a singer. I believe he's a digital artist as well. But Voltaire, he does When You're Evil, Pirates Bay. If you guys are familiar with the animator on here that has the vampire characters called Duke and Missy, he does the songs that Duke and Missy use. So, but yeah, this is Voltaire. She's practically sitting on his lap. Which again, we're not here to demonize any of the VAs. I'm just pointing this out because she gets all snuggly with everyone else, but all of a sudden there's a Kick Vic bandwagon, and she's like all of it like white on rice. And like I said, Paper Toadette, I could not figure out who the original poster of the photo was because Paper Toadette had put this on her own Twitter and blasted it saying that Vic was this horrible person because of the way that he hugged Dragonessa. So, yeah, no, she's getting all huggy. Michael Reed, he's another, I think he's he's a baseball player, I think. Because I went and looked at some of these names.
The dude before that was
the one
from...
before him.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
Go ahead, get on.
Sorry. I'm watching the stream in the actual stream.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, the one with the hat with the silver makeup, that's the Spine from Steam Powered Drafts.
By the way, Rabbit TRK says, "Let me in." He's sitting in the hallway.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, but I need to actually step out. I'm gonna go to the store, get myself something to drink. But I appreciate you having me on, and thank you.
Thanks for coming in, Kadam.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
And again, I'm going to insist that if you choose to watch the movie, it is up to you. But if you do choose to watch Captain Marvel, erase any and all things any and everybody else is saying, including what I have said, and just go and watch it for yourself. Go and watch it, and if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, then you did it. Okay. But at the very least, just go and do it for yourself, and fuck what other people say.
All right.
Okay. Well, you have a nice night, Cadet.
Yeah. When you head out, hit up Doc. He's kind of worried about his story.
Oh, okay, will do.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, there's Rabbit, and then Miss Steam is also... Okay.
I got him.
Okay, awesome. But yeah, hey guys, so yeah, this is...
That only took like 20 minutes.
You shut up. But yeah, so this is her getting all huggy and snuggly. And so she, like I said, here's another person... Huggy
12 minutes.
Huggy and snuggy, and then yeah, there's that picture again. So she's gonna come out and say, "Oh, Vic did something horrible to me. He's practically humping my leg." No, he didn't. So, and then Supergirl, this is another person on Twitter who put together collages from her Instagram, and actually it was a bit nicely done than my raw screenshots. But
so,
yeah. Go ahead.
I got a donation to my Streamlabs from
Awesome
Minty
sauce.
Fuck, and they paid me $5 to say "eat pent."
Eat what?
Eat pent.
I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. The joke is lost.
It's a meme. It's a meme. Minty loves.
I just want to say I would love to get hugged by Voltaire and the steampunk giraffe.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
That would be awesome. So
this is a screenshot of Lord Danny's video because somebody actually DM'd me on Twitter earlier today saying, "Hey, watch it. Dragonessa is going around striking people who reveal her photos." And so I'm like, well, what video are you talking about Lord Danny's? Because Lord Danny's the only one that I know that actually went through and debunked this. And I didn't add Lord Danny's video in the description. I will do that a bit later, or you can find it in the thread. No, it's in the thread. Lord Danny had to go through and put blurs. Now, granted, let me tell you something about privacy strikes, because privacy strikes don't always go through. If you are legitimately not showing anything like doxing info, because like Flotus tried to privacy strike my video of her falsely accusing Jesse Pridemore of busting her arm. Like, I went and found videos, took me 5 minutes. So don't... My advice, because like I said, Gabe Samurai had his video struck by someone else, and he was showing public tweets. So my advice, if you have somebody threaten you and you are not doxing the person and is on a public platform, Facebook, Twitter, and be careful now, you have to pick and choose your battles. But if you have someone trying to censor you, my advice is, because this is what I did and this is what I told Gabe to do, is you make another video alerting your viewers to the privacy strike and saying, I will blast this other places. Because like what I told eFloat is, I have everything. You strike this video, it gets pulled, I have the video uploaded in other places. And to Dragonisa, and I'm not encouraging harassment, I'm just not going to have people try to silence the facts of what's come out and the stuff that has been debunking these people's bullshit claims. So, as I'm going to do the same thing. If this stream gets struck, it is backed up in another location. I have all photos, I have everything else. So... And not to mention, your own Instagram is public underneath the same name where we got all the photos. This is not a personal Facebook. Now with eFlotus, she had put out her Facebook claim against Jesse Pridemore in the public. She had public photos of the arm, and I went through, and Douglas, I didn't expose anything else of eFlotus outside of the arm photos. And the claim against Jesse Pridemore, which was considered false. And it was false. Took 5 minutes to disprove. But yeah, so this is a public page that you have put all of your stuff on. So for people to try to go around and privacy strike each other, it's not going to work. Welcome to the internet. If you are not being doxxed, harassed, which this is not harassment, by the way. I had some SpongeBob character try to come around and go, well, don't harass her, da-da-da-da. And she's like, I'm not harassing her. She's using a photo, whether underneath the guidance of someone, which if you are being guided by someone to do this and you are on the spectrum a little bit lower, I'm not making fun, quit listening to them because they just got you into a shitload of trouble. I mean, quit listening to them if you are literally being guided. If you're doing this by yourself, do not do this again, because if you put a claim like this on the internet, and I've said this time and time again, people are going to go and they're going to go dig, and it's been done to Monica Royale. I'm not encouraging the doxing. We actually had to stop a little shit from doing that. Because he went through 2 accounts, and hopefully that guy is gone. So, but people are going to go dig for photos, what is publicly available. If they find out you're lying, you're going to get blasted until Sunday. So, in a way, I don't feel sorry for you, because you took a photo and twisted it when you have a photo 6 to 7 years prior of hugging Vic, face snuggling. Looks like you were dressed as Al from Full Metal Alchemist, and so... I'm getting real tired of this garbage. I don't care who does it anymore. This is so freaking garbage.
So here's the thing, and this is to anybody on the Stand with Vic side or the Kick Vic side. It's really friggin' important. Don't lie about a claim like that. The only thing you're gonna do is sit there and divert attention from the actual serious or important claims that are happening. By making a false claim like that, all you're doing is making everything more difficult. You actually borderline into harassment if you're going to make a false claim like that. And you don't want to be doing that. You know, it's not what Vic wants. I'm sure it's not what the other voice actors... Well, it probably is what the other voice actors want. But beside the point, there's already a case going on. Let the case go to its conclusion.
Yeah, and something else, too, because we have another person. Granted, I am not trying to defend the voice actors that are gone and shitting all over Vic and have pretty much destroyed his career. That is not my goal. It is not my goal to destroy them or get them banned either. Granted, some of them sound like they need to be, like, put in a padded room for a while, Marky.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do not make false claims, because there's another person who is accused, Dominique Sky, of being inappropriate, like grabbing her 13-year-old son's rear end. Now, no photos has been shown because I went and retweeted it. It's like there better be a photo or something, because I've already busted one person for this crap. So, but all they do want to argue. They want to put out the argument, I don't owe you anything. Yes, you do, because you are accusing a grown-ass woman of inappropriately, if not to an extent, sexually assaulting your 13-year-old son. That's that's pretty heavy for you to put on the web with no evidence. There's also something else going around too, and I have not heard any confirmation. So take this with a grain of salt. Somebody tagged me in this earlier today that this is now supposedly gone onto a school campus. I meant to call them, I forgot. That somebody at their school got assaulted by Kick Vic people. Again, I haven't seen any evidence. Supposedly the kid went to the hospital. I think I took a snapshot. It's on my phone. Let me see.
That sounds...
The amount of...
Go ahead.
That sounds just as plausible as this radio host saying that, oh, well, this kid wearing a MAGA hat in London was harassing me.
Oh, for God's
sake. I knew that was a lie, because if you're wearing a MAGA hat in London, no injury, no nothing, you're just dead.
Do you mind if I say something about that? Like what you were talking about, Chambers?
Oh, sure, Rabbit. What's up?
As a general rule of thumb, doesn't matter what side you are, but if you're going to lower yourself if you're on the other side, if you're with the stand with Vic people, do not lower yourselves to the same level as the people who are providing these asinine claims. Because all you're going to do is just show that Vic's side, the people who support Vic, are just as bad as the people that are starting the whole situation to begin with.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly, you have people, like, I've literally had people in my comment section. I won't say my Discord, because people have actually been pretty good in my Discord. So, but like my YouTube comments, even in my Twitter DMs, is like, well, we should give them a taste of their own medicine. Like, literally, I saw somebody comment on the user. The user has like a black cat with white eyes, and it comes like, we'll save all these false allegations for when Vic's court stuff is over, so we can give them a taste of their own medicine. It's just like, no, what are you doing? Stop it.
Then you even suggesting that does damage to everything that you guys are standing for. You guys are fighting against it. Why would you do the thing that you're fighting against? That is no better than that. Enjoy the moral high ground while you have it. Don't jump off of it.
Yeah. And also something too, like I said, I got pretty much, my butt got jumped on last night. Now, like, again, I am not here to make fun of anybody's disability. I did go and look to the person because they had links in their Twitter bio, so please don't go harass anybody I mentioned, but I won't stand for silence either, especially when we prove your bullshit to be bullshit. But there's another person, and she claims to be an ex-ranger. Again, I have no confirmation on this. I did archive the thread, so this is an archive link. But I pretty much had it out with this person the other night. I do think, and I could be completely wrong, but the way that they responded to me last night, the way that they are, as I've seen in their links, I do think this person is disabled to a degree. I could be completely wrong, but I did do a little bit of digging, not doxing, but she does have links in her Twitter bio. But yeah, she claims to be a ranger. Now, something I want you guys to really pay attention, because she kind of screws up her story almost right away. And I showed this to someone else, and I don't think anyone's caught it. So, dear Resin Bull Vic, and she addresses the hashtags. You knew me once as Ran Larrett, and I have a lot to say regarding not only Vic's behavior, but that of the fan club's behavior as well. I joined the Resin Bull Rangers when I was a junior high in high school. Damn, I'm old, and everything was cool and awesome and amazing. Until one day, we're doing group chat, and the mods are making jokes about dyslexia. Which, again, I know the Rangers have been around for like over 10 years, so I can't really confirm or deny what those members were doing back then, but I can tell you how the Rangers behave now. They don't joke about disability, so that I can tell you. The current Rangers. Anyway, let's continue on. Of course, me being the self-righteous little twit I am, I stepped up and said something because I myself have dyslexia, and it was quite insulting to me. I was then tossed from the chat room. This is back in the day of AOL chats, and I will say, because once again, I know that There have been Rangers have been around for like 10 to 13 years, ever since the birth of the Resident Evil Rangers. So there's a few oldies in there. I will say, just from my experience with the Rangers themselves, they don't just toss you out after a disagreement. They give plenty of warnings. They are very respectful about it, and if you do not behave yourself, out you go. I think one person that I at least know got tossed while me being there. So yeah. Again, this is AOL. This is before Discord and whatnot. Pull this
Hallway.
Oh wait, who's in the hallway? It's
Bunch
the
of people.
Batman! Holy shit! I have not
I
talked to
was
that
trying
man
to tell-
forever. No, you're fine. I've not talked to the Batman in forever. Mint.
Mint.
Wait, who is Mint?
They donated to your live stream like not
Minty.
too long. Yeah,
Oh!
it's Minty.
Minty?
Hold on, wait. Oh, is that Mint the Fox?
Minty Fox. Yeah, it's
And I ha-
Minty.
I was
Okay.
trying to tell you that.
I'm sorry. And did I get a super chat? I don't see them.
No, I got a donation to my...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're confusing people, Rabbit, but okay. Okay, hold on.
That's what I do. I'm good at that.
Okay.
There you guys go. I got you.
Hey.
Hey,
Batman.
long time no see, Batman.
Yeah. Too long.
Yeah.
I tell you on a boat with the whole Viviana thing.
Yeah, no, I've been like, this is what I've been eating and
Bandwagon
breathing
jumper.
for the past,
Bandwagon jumper.
4 weeks.
Yeah, past 34 weeks. But let me scroll down because she brings up another situation that supposedly happened. I'm gonna scroll down here just a little bit. Granted, this is a thread. I did post it in the request room earlier this evening. She talks about going to a Resident Evil Ranger meetup, and this was a convention. And a little bit before that, she does accuse Vic of chewing her out, getting the police involved, and something about I'm about ready to be kicked out and feeling really down about it. A girl comes to me, starts talking about how she was sick of Vic, how she wanted to kill him. So I made sure the first thing I do was go to a mod. And then she says, all of a sudden, I was getting contacted, being told that Vic Mañana wants to talk to me. Apparently, he was under the assumption that was me. Which, again, doesn't make any sense that the mods would suddenly turn around and accuse you. I don't know. It's full of holes. And you'll see why here with the meetup. You were going to say something there, Batman?
I've heard that when he's at conventions, he's brilliant with the fans, but he's very demanding on the staff.
I've heard that too, and I've told people I don't care. I don't care how much of a freaking diva he is. My concern is his fans and whether or not he's actually hurting them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, when it first came out, my initial response was to tweet, William Shatner likes the man, and who am I to argue with the captain of the Enterprise?
yeah. Let me see. Oh, go ahead, Miss Steve.
I would like to make a statement that the woman Chambers of my heart is not an ableist. That is from a disabled
Yeah,
woman.
no,
Take
she
that
was.
back.
She wouldn't have me on here.
Wait, what?
What?
Well,
What?
you were very concerned about the disabled chick, and I was just like going.
Oh, well, no, I
I'll just
didn't.
make a statement.
I didn't want to come across like I was making fun, but I do. We usually, when I start to argue with people, like I will go and look and it's like, okay, who am I arguing with? Because sometimes as a child, I'll click on the thing like, okay, this is actually a profile of a child, so I'm not going to go anywhere. So I did look into, and she does come across as disabled, including some of the responses I had with her the other night because she starts parodying Rikita Law or Nick. She tries to attempt to slander me by calling me sweet cheeks. Do you feel objectified now? No. No. And then she goes, somebody commented on, like, you don't need to be edgy, you're trying too hard to be edgy. And she goes, well, I'm edgy as fuck. I'm going, you do not sound like you're 32. So I went and looked, and it's just like, oh no, I feel bad.
See, that's when you just have to say, you just have to You gotta put your hands up and be like, "Oh dear, you are just 14, too edgy for me."
Yeah.
She said she was living on the edge, and then she kind of like changed the topic a little bit because I said I clicked on the links in your Twitter bio. That's not living on the edge, my dear. That...
Oh, I got a song. Wait, I got a song for that. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
It's Bon Jovi, isn't
Oh
it?
my fucking ears.
Aerosmith. Yeah, loud.
Yeah, my comment would be, you're 14, you don't even know where the edge is.
Well, it's not that she told me she was 32. Like, I didn't give my age. I'm like, I'm a grown married woman. How old are you? And she goes, well, I'm 32. And I'm going like, yikes. But that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking either she's lying about her age or she is disabled to an extent. Again, not making fun. But it just, her responses, it's just like something is off. And then when I went and looked, because me and another person were arguing with her and we were talking, like, something really does feel off about her. So... But yeah, anyway, this is
I've provided a soundtrack to that comment in requests.
Okay.
Nobody has requested it.
I don't play those because I could get my entire stream struck.
Oh, I'm not saying to play it. It's for the people in your Discord.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so sorry, I have allergies. She talks about here how she went to a Resident Evil dinner. Pyro and I were going to be turning 21, and it was a big thing for me to do on my own, as I have PTSD, agoraphobia. For those of you who do not know what that is, it's pretty much you're scared of leaving your house. You don't want to leave your house. So
yeah.
And anxiety disorder. But I wanted to go and be with my friends for their birthdays, and this was a gift to me from my stepdad for my birthday. I think it was Saturday that Pyro was hosting the Resident Evil Rangers panel for VIG, and I started to have an anxiety attack because, lol, people, I'm not sure I took my... Okay, catch this. Because, lol, people, and I'm not sure if I took my anxiety medication that day. So already this punches a big fat hole, because here's the stuff that follows. Red flag. Now, you hear a lot of people talking about how much of a dick this guy is. I'm sitting here crying because the room is in chaos and we're about to leave for a meetup, and Vic Mañana walks up to me and tells me, you should go home, you're just ruining your friend's fun. Again, which does not sound like Vic's character, and it sounds like she was having a panic attack, so I have anxiety, I'm not taking any medication for it, but anybody who has anxiety issues, panic attacks, can testify that when you are anxious and that feeling starts to set in, you can misinterpret a lot of what people are telling you. So this does not make sense to me, because she already said, I don't know if I took my medication that day. It's just like, that is a big red flag, because now you're talking about having a panic attack and someone telling you you should go home, or accusing Vic. That doesn't make any sense. And with you crying in a room full of people, especially with the Rangers, somebody would have come up to you and try to figure out what the hell was going on. No. Come on, I've been to conventions. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Attacker just doing food shopping.
I was just gonna say really quick on that, who said that crazy makes sense?
Yeah.
Oh,
it sounds like it sounds like she's bought into this whole thing about Vic Mignogna, and yeah, her mind has manufactured a situation that didn't happen.
Yeah,
I'll withhold my comments there because I have nothing nice to say.
Yeah, no, it's a story because, like I said, with her interaction with me, Rakita Law, she just started mimicking what we were saying, because she tried to call Nick fraudulent, and Nick is like, well, okay, they're sweet cheeks, okay, they're pumpkin. He's being sarcastic, he's being a bit of a troll, but he just like, okay, and we tried to tell her, like, no, this has been verified, the GoFundMe's been verified, which, by the way, Memory and Hollow are still shouting it out, so the GoFundMe is still going, by the way. So we tried to give her evidence, and then she would divert, and then she started mimicking other things. And then something, too, because you can tell she does not get out very much. And I've said this before, is I even dropped a personal piece, a photo, a snapshot of my own CPS file, because I'm a trauma victim, and I've been swinging that around like a damn axe lately to prove a freaking point. So I showed it to her. And she goes, well, that could be anybody's, and you're using it in a photo editing program. And it's just like, that's Adobe Acrobat Reader. That's not a photo editing program.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I can't anymore. Is this person over 18?
They say they're 32. This is why I think they're disabled. This is why it just... I mean, yeah, it's not...
Welcome to being an adult. This is what when you're an adult, guess what? These are the things that happen. People are going to say things that are not nice. People are going to say things that you may not agree with. Guess what? That's the world that we live in. Learn to deal with it. And if you can't deal with it, guess what? You go and you just walk away. You don't cry about it. You don't be a little baby about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, somebody...
Unless the only thing that I could think that would be not true is if it's something that could be detrimental to somebody for the rest of their life by saying so. Like, accusing somebody of something that they didn't do. Just saying.
Hey.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about like in this situation where she's like, he said something to me that triggered my anxiety.
Well, I know, but I'm just flipping it on the off chance that like in case somebody that comes like, yeah, it could have applied to the other guy too. Well, yeah.
Give me 1 second, mods. Check who is Persona Effect. What are they posting in the thing? Get rid of it.
The ring is strong with this anxiety-ridden.
I don't know.
No one Google those things. They will give you a massive virus.
Mods, get rid of it, please.
Slay them. Slay them all.
Got it.
Because person, if you try to like, I don't. Trolling is one thing, but if you start, God, I need to update Memory and Hollow, because they have some other shit in here too. Gosh, dang it!
It's all taken care of.
I recognize those links because they were.
If you're going to post stuff, at least be amusing about it. Come on, man. Come on, step up your game, bro.
By the way, Camster's it's basically a cam girl site.
Oh, I was about to say, isn't that like a cam girl site or something like that?
Yeah, no, that's why I recognize it, and that's because the mods weren't like, and no offense to your mods, you guys are probably listening to this in the background, and that's why I started to catch, because I have the stream chat bot up, and I'm going like, can somebody check on Persona Effect for me, please? Because I can't pull up the live feed at the moment.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, but I noticed those because they got spammed in a server once, and everyone complains that they had viruses because of it. So
yeah, I took care of it.
Okay, did you delete them or did you ban them?
They are banned.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say one more chance, but like I said, my mods will eat you. I'm not a hug box, but I don't put up with that shit either.
Yeah, I get some trolling, but don't start shit with me. I'm irritable and in pain.
Yeah, Stalin's a troll. Go ahead.
No. You go on.
I was just gonna say I've been trolled before, which I don't have an issue against trolling, but anything pornography, anything virus ridden, anything you do to disturb my followers, and if they cause their own trouble that's outside of my area, that's on them. But anything inside of my home, my room, no, don't. I don't know.
You come to somebody else's stream or something. You act like a guest in somebody else's house.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I'm just saying, Chambers. I've had porn on my Discord before. I'm not saying it like I would disavow it, but if it's something like child related or like there's limitations to even what I would accept. So I can understand your statement on that at least.
And I believe I even sent you a dick pic once, didn't I?
Oh my!
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? It was funny as fuck.
Yeah, no, like I said. Anyway,
I mean, that's Ichabod saying, "Come on, man, you gotta share, bro."
No,
it was Dick York.
Hey, no. But let me see. Okay, we pointed out the medication, so wasn't sure if to take medication that way. You should go home. You're just ruining your friend's fun. Or something pretty goddamn close to it. So she doesn't even know exactly what he said. Look, I get it. I shouldn't have left Michigan to go to Texas on my own. The cons I had been to before. Okay, and here's another question. Because she just said, on her own. If you're having an anxiety, because this is another red flag for me. If you have a panic attack, just sit in the group of people. Traveling by train, airplane, if you have anxiety issues, agoraphobia, freaking panic attacks, or being just around people, oh dear God, how did you even survive the plane? That is another hole in your story. I have anxiety, and I should do an asshole with flying.
Maybe she was riding in cargo in one of those.
Hang on.
Hold on, go ahead, Ichabod.
What he probably said is, you should head back to your room if you're not having fun.
As a side note to the whole anxiety thing, as somebody who's had who is deathly afraid of heights, I don't even like getting on a stepping stool. Yeah, being on a plane was absolutely terrifying, and never again.
It's one of the.
Why don't we back?
I barely was able to get on the
hold on. But did you go by yourself or did you go with someone? Do you get like literally panic attacks standing in like
I had a
around
panic
people?
attack.
Well, let's back this. Let's back this speculation train up a second. All right, and let's just analyze the initial thing that she said. I'm sorry, that does not sound in any way, shape, or form anything negative or bad. He's basically saying, "Hey, you're kind of ruining the fun for everybody else. Maybe you need to remove yourself from the situation."
I'm still trying to work out how if she gets panic attacks in like with people around her, how could she function in a convention?
By suffering in silence.
Yeah,
basically. That's how most people with anxiety deal with it. We suffer in silence. We just go.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we're just like.
I'm still going back.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm done.
Do it. Sorry, I had to.
The whole thing. The whole thing I'm saying is let's back the speculation train up and go to the original comment. What's terrible? What is the thing that makes him Satan in saying that?
Well, she's trying to say, well, that's the horrible thing because he pretty much told me to go away. When what I was going to point out, because from was either Misty or Mint, sorry if voices sound a little bit similar, but someone just stated, well, maybe he said maybe you should go back to your room because it doesn't look like you're having fun. She probably took that in her mind, if the story is even true, because so far there's a couple different holes, big holes. It's just like, hey, if you're not having fun, why don't you go relax? But again, people have stepped forward on Vic's behalf saying when I was having a panic attack, was having issues, he comforted me. So you have people who have experienced panic attacks themselves at the conventions or whatnot and saying that Vic comforted them. So it does not make sense as to what you are claiming. And this is over a 10 to 13 year span, mind you. This is why some of the Rangers are the Rangers to begin with, because like, oh wow, I was having issues and he took time out of the con, to comfort me, to make sure I was okay. Mm-hmm. So, but again, her having panic attacks and flying, like she says she takes anxiety medicine. I don't know, she doesn't mention what she takes, but at the same time, it's just like, you went by yourself having that bad of a panic attack. I know somebody, and I'm not making fun of them, they're a friend of ours, but they have panic attacks to such an extreme degree that they are disabled. So,
I've got the same mind. Yeah. In this age of the victim culture, I tend to take it with a load of salt when somebody starts listing off the psychological problems they allegedly have.
I just ask them which Wikipedia page they look that up.
Most people who have psychological problems don't.
WebMD is not a replacement for a psychologist. I'm sorry.
No,
but I'm just I understand that, but I also like Ichabod can at least confirm this. You ever notice,
she's got some pretty bad anxiety.
Like when I'm walking down the road or when I'm in a store, if I'm in a store by myself, I'm usually throwing in some earbuds because I can't handle all the stimulation around me, and it's just terrible. It sounds like more like ADHD, but I also start getting high anxiety that like when I'm just out and about, because when I'm nervous I talk, and I talk a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I like people. I've been told myself is like, Kayla, you're anxious. You're like chatting so much. Just calm down. You're fine. Let me touch base with the chat just a little bit because of I'm not trying to ignore you guys. I'm sorry. Somebody said Sam also been a plane, but no coasters. Trying to get Slayer. All feet on the ground. It's under shit. Huh?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to make this about myself as a side note. I was just relating it to my own experiences with anxiety, and
you're
like I don't have it massively bad, but it's still pretty bad. I'm just saying.
No, you're fine.
Nobody thought you did.
I make it a habit to try to touch base with my chat, but the last couple streams, because of the context of the conversation, I've kind of ignored them.
Well, see, when you're on about fear of heights, I've got fear of heights, but it's not nearly as bad as Mickey's.
Okay.
So, as long as I know I'm safe, I'm all right. I can't go up ladders.
Let me put it this way: we all have fears in one way or another. We all have phobias. We all have a little tics. That's what makes us human. The difference, though, is, and this is something people, especially nowadays, fail to understand. The difference is: do you let that define you, or do you let that make you a better person by getting the hell over it?
I agree. Mind, talking about fears, my cousin has a ridiculous one, and it's a crippling terror. He can't go to pet shops because of it. He's got a crippling terror of goldfish.
Well, let me put it. Well, the reason why I said that is, let me put it this way. Mint, she talks about, she puts in earphones. She gets over it. She doesn't let it define her. She doesn't sit here and just be like, sometimes you're fine and you're not fine whenever she walks into a grocery store. She sits there and she handles her stuff. She is a functioning human adult. I'm sorry. I don't care who you guys are. I don't care who you are. You find ways to work around it, because this is the world. We live in the world where you have to do things, okay?
Or you don't go.
Yeah.
No, or no.
Go.
No, it's either that or guess what?
I will absolutely not go if I'm doing too bad. Fuck that at all.
I'm not even talking about not going, okay? I'm not talking.
That's a very important part.
No,
because you
because
know when not to go.
I'm not talking about going to a convention. I am talking a generalization of life.
No, even to the store.
Okay.
Sometimes you just don't fucking go.
That's not wrong.
I think what you're trying to say, Robert, is you've got a problem. You deal with it.
Yeah,
you find ways to accommodate it.
Yeah.
I get what Ichabod's trying to say, and I get what Rabbit's trying to say. Ichabod's saying, yeah, if it gets bad enough, you just don't go. And yes, you don't go because you're just like, I'm done with today. I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah,
goodbye.
No,
with Rabbit, let me finish.
Okay, finish.
Oh, sorry, let me finish this really quick. But as Rabbit's trying to say, yeah, you have all this situation, but sometimes you do have to. There are some people out there that just have to learn to cope. Otherwise, you just don't go. Because if you don't go, you just never eat, or you never have any friends, or you don't have anything relatable to human contact, which most normal human beings, sorry to say, need human contact. No. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I don't like.
It's okay.
Myth brought up both points, and I understand what you're saying, Nick, about too. Sometimes you don't have to go, but the thing of it is, you have to. If you just say, you can't just say just don't go, because then those people, that's all they will do is not go, and then they'll be like, hey, see, I can't go out because then they have it. You have to sit there. And you have to be able to be like, okay, this is going to be a thing. I gotta figure out some kind of way to be able to at least even, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even when it's bad, if I have to do this thing, I have to do this thing.
I can't, honest to God, support that.
Let me say this, because we gotta kind of start wrapping this up here. Is people have different anxiety levels. Some people do have it really bad to where it's crippling. Me, I've never had to take medication for my anxiety. But like for me, I do get anxious about stuff, but for me, I will go out and I'll face it. Like I have the thing that's going to really freak me out. Like my friend tried to tell me, you should look up what could go wrong, is I have to get all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled here, not too soon down the future, but because all 4 of them now have cavities and they can't be worked on, Oh yeah, and I have 2 that never came up, so those are considered impacted. This is from what I read.
No.
Go ahead.
No, Chamber. No. I'm gonna finish this off by saying, yeah, I have sympathy for you because I have I have my wisdom teeth on my tops and bottoms that are like jamming the sides of my cheekbones here. So they're like literally on the sides right here. So I'm gonna have to get them removed. Like I should have had them removed when I was 18, but because of lack of insurance and money and all that.
Anyway, but yeah, so that's going to be my fear, but I'm still going to have to go and deal with it or let the teeth rot out of my mouth. And pretty much for me, I'm at the point, it's like, because I had the dentist offer, oh, well, I could just pop your 2 top ones out. And it's just like, nope, if anybody's cutting anything in my mouth, y'all are knocking me the fuck out. I don't want to be aware of what y'all are doing. I don't want to feel the...
Exactly.
Generally, they do put you under general anesthesia.
Well, no, there's the orthodontist that I have to go see. Their surgeon has 3 different anesthetics. You can have general, which does knock you out with an IV and put something on your face, and then you have local anesthetic, which is just something on your face where you're not really knocked out, but you're kind of spaced out. I'm going, no, you need to knock me out. Cause anyway,
exactly.
Let me finish this. Were you gonna say something there, Ichabod?
Yeah, I kind of been trying to this whole time.
What?
The entire point of it is it's not just specifically relegated to anxiety, mental disability in general.
Mm-hmm.
There are some times where if you're bad, it's not a good idea to go out. You can be a danger to others, not only yourself.
Yeah,
it's absolutely fucking selfish.
The only problem with that, Ichabod, is that in the culture that we live in, a lot of people then use that as a crutch to then say, I don't want to do this, or I want to do this, and that leads to the situation in which we were talking.
Okay.
And there are ways to accommodate that.
Okay, we're going off the railroad tracks here.
No, that's really, really important to point out. If you are in a state of where you are going to be a danger to yourself or others, don't go out.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
Just don't let that be an everyday thing is all I'm...
Yeah, no, it can't be an everyday thing. There are obvious responsibilities for an adult human being where you've got to go do stuff. But, yeah, no, I've had to cancel doctor's appointments on more than one occasion because if they'd have got a needle anywhere near me, I would have panicked and I would have knocked the shit out of the doctor.
And that's fine, and it's one of those. But all I'm saying is, you have to quantify that with not letting that become a slippery slope to where people are like, I don't want to go out because if I go out, then I'm going to hurt people, or I'm going to freak out and crawl into a ball if I go out at all. It becomes a slippery slope.
Yeah, it is a slippery slope. It's very much about your management, and if you do have a problem that bad, you need to either seek some help with mental health services, or you absolutely 100% need to go to emergency services because, if you are in such a point where you can no longer manage your mental health, you are a danger, and it's better to call somebody for help than it is to put yourself in a more dangerous situation.
Yeah.
I'm also going to select the third option of just don't be a pansy.
Oh, you shush. Anyway,
It's not got much to do with being a pansy, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, you get where I'm getting with that.
It's let me wrap this up. Let me see. But that doesn't give anyone the right to step up and tell someone to go home. If it weren't for, because she lists friends off, Damian Batman, Ed O'Bean, or Scotty Danger, I probably would have left, but they took care of me and reminded me that I was welcome there. So, in parting, I really must say that it's not just Vic Mignogna that has had a shitty attitude. It's 98% of the fans as well, and it really sucks because I can't watch dubs anymore for fear that I have to hear that horrible man's voice and rant. P.S. I know I'm going to get shit for this. I've always taken shit from the Invisible Rangers, which no, you haven't, because let me touch upon something here. I must say something here, because they've been encouraged not to fight back, and I even mentioned it on a 2 to 3 streams ago that I had, and this is nothing to them. I do respect the Rangers, and the ones that I am talking with I'm not an official ranger. This is why I have my own alternate version of the badge. It's a little bit more sinister looking, but it's an inspiration of their battle cry. I have my own various badge. I'm not an actual ranger. But I will say I have been acting as a megaphone and started to when this first began because they have been encouraged to spread love and positivity. They have not really fought back. I've been doing it kind of for them. They've been on the ball with stuff, mind you, and they can take care of themselves. But I have been a megaphone, so for them to be harassing you, you were full of shit. Big time.
Yeah,
because I know they're not going out harassing people.
I just want to say one thing about that comment. So I believe what she's saying is that Vic Mignogna is PewDiePie and PewDiePie is Hitler.
And he must defeat Teeth.
We all know this. We all know that this confirmed. Illuminati confirmed.
Just as two very brief caveats before we do go. One, yeah, no, they have been one of the nicest groups I've ever had the pleasure of interacting with, and I deal with a lot of pretty decent people. And number two, I got another donation out of nowhere for $6.51 Batman.
No.
I've been trying to do it at Chambers, but for some reason, Streamlabs keeps asking me to log in with Facebook or something.
Yes.
We might have to fix that. But his comment was, "Don't say I never gave you anything," and I can't now, Batman. You
never gave me anything.
You have bought me not making fun of the fact that you have dead parents for a week now.
Holy fruit.
Oh, don't mind you making fun of me having dead parents. But if you want, I'll even show you the urns.
He won't make fun of you, but I will.
Okay. Can we do what I did with my dad's urn and go to Walmart and roll it around on a skateboard to mess with people?
You guys are horrible.
That was one of the things Dad wanted us to do, was to mess with people with the urns, and it was a blast every year.
You see, you're doing it wrong. If you're gonna do that, you got to do what me and my friends did. We found an urn when we were living in this house together.
An urn?
Yeah, we just found an urn. We brought him. The guy's name was Charles, so we bring him out whenever we go out to bar crawls, and we'd buy drinks for him, and we'd be like, "Come on, give Charles a kiss." It'd be great. It was great. All the good times were had all around. We did pictures of his travels. We made that guy's afterlife the best.
Okay, guys, let's chill it down. Let's chill it down, guys.
I have
Chambers to end the show.
But I want to say my thing. What my urn was done with my grandparents.
My thing as well.
Well, apparently my grandmother decided to put it on top of the it was in between the living room and the kitchen, so it was always staring down at her as she was watching TV.
I'm sorry, Chambers.
No, you're fine. I
have a stipulation in instructions of how to dispose of me. When I'm died and I've been cremated, I want my urn to have a motion sensor on it and a speaker inside it, so that it can be heard from the outside. So when somebody walks past, excuse me, got trouble to scratch me nose, please.
You know what makes it even worse? Apparently, she wants to mix her ashes, his ashes, and my new grandfather's ashes all together, and then she wants it dumped up in the creeks up in Idaho, and I'm like, okay, Grandma, you're a little crazy for that.
I want mine to have one of those Halloween little motion sensors, so it gives off the creepy
That would be amazing.
And it's time to end the show.
Go big or go home.
Hold on, these guys have not gotten back to me. I'm trying to the other podcast. Let's see. Sounds like they are possibly having mic issues, or I don't know. Recording now. Oh wait, are they recording? Hold on. Are you guys live? Oh,
10 out of 10, best stream in there.
I hear baby. Who has the baby?
You hear nothing.
Hi, Maggie.
It's
Hi,
a midget Minty.
Yes, it's me. I have little baby on my lap.
Yeah, it's a midget Minty.
Oh,
It's okay, Magdalene.
How old is she?
She's only 3 months.
No, I can't
She'll
tell.
be she'll be 4 months. Well, of course she can't tell. She's 3 months. She'll be 4 months on the 19th.
Are we still live?
Yes, we are still live. So what I'm gonna do, because looks like this is gonna be our pre-recorded thing. So I'm going to wrap up the show. And also something, too, I'm going to put a link in the description as well for you guys. The Umbrella Guy had an interview. I was not able to watch it tonight because of my own stream. The Umbrella Guy had an interview with the founder of Anime Mitsuri. And I forget her first name is Denise. So I will put a link to that in the description as well. The GoFundMe's in there. If you guys want to check out Anime Mitsuri, the link to them is also in the description as well. Remember, and Hollow have been shilling out their stuff. It is June 13th to the 16th, 2019 in Houston, Texas. Again, I'm not being paid to promote or sponsor, none of those things. I'm just doing this because they stood by Vic despite the bullshit that has gone on. But with that, yeah. So,
Japanese don't look kindly on Western social justice culture.
Nor should they.
Yeah. Nope. But anyway, you guys have a good night. And we'll see you guys here in the next one.
Break the